Your Honor, it is 5 o'clock.
I would like to call this meeting a special city council meeting Monday, April the 26th, 2021 at 5 p.m. to order. Roll call.
Mayor Johnson.
Here.
Councilman Roman. Councilman Knipe. Councilman Etherington. Councilman Knowles.
Here.
Councilman Collinson.
Here.
Councilwoman Nelson.
Here.
Councilman Baker.
All right, Steve, I didn't get to talk to you, but would you lead us with the flag and with a prayer? Councilman Knight, thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please bow our heads. Lord, please look over this special council meeting this evening and grant council make a just decision for the city of Martinsburg. Also, please bless and watch over our first responders and all the duties they do each and every day and all the department heads. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to open this public nuisance hearing of the Red Roof Inn, 209 Viking Way, open. All right. Attorney, Ms. Kinsare, are you speaking now?
Yes, Your Honor, if I might.
Yes, sir.
As council remembers, Chief Fortwood at a prior meeting had filed a petition indicating that he felt that the operations at 209 Viking Way had been in violation. Violation of the city code of the city of Martinsburg in reference to a public nuisance, and provided to this council exhibits showing the calls that have been made, and he was asking this council to make a determination that it was a public nuisance. We had served the owners of the property, Martinsburg Hospitality LLC. We have also forwarded copies to franchise or. Since that time, Chief Fortwood and I have had 2 meetings with the owners of Martinsburg Hospitality, who we have here with us today. Chief Fortwood had proposed to the owners, and I believe a copy of those were given to council at our last meeting. Is that correct, Chief?
Yes.
Yeah. And so we had a meeting discussing with them what we thought were appropriate proposals to resolve this issue. It's not our goal to put this business out of business. We just want them to be good partners with the city. And we had very good conversations with the owners, and you all have a letter that was presented by the Martinsburg Hospitality LLC. What they are proposing to do, and here in a second I will let you speak with, I think one of the members will want to speak to you, but I think the chief and I, after these discussions and these proposals, what we would like to see is that this matter be continued out for either 60 or 90 days to make sure that these compliances will resolve the issues that we've had. And if that is true, then we may be able to dismiss this. Chief, do you have anything you want to add?
No, sir. I believe you stated it quite well.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to let one of the members come up
Yes, thank you.
and discuss this council.
Please give us your name and address.
My name is Sukin Patel, and I'm from managing member and the manager over here at the Red Roof Inn, 209 South Viking Way, Martinsburg. And first of all, I would like to say that extremely sorry about what happened in the past, that business and Irish business and facilities
right, is there any other, Mr. Sarah, I
I
mean,
was gonna ask if any member, if you, Your Honor, or any member of council has any questions. Well, when we get to that point, we'll have everybody. I think there's
Yeah, I have a couple questions.
Mr. Patel, up to this point, what percentage of your business has been cash?
I would say 15 to 20% was of cash.
Okay. I saw in your letter here you had, "Thanks, Chief, for bringing this to our attention." I got 738 pages of CAD, the police response sheets. How did you not know about this before?
We so lot as, like we are first we are new in this system. I'm new in this system, and we try to control at the property level, and like I don't know, like I understand what you're saying, but like a lot of calls we try to control a lot of yes that we try to control at the property level, and somehow we could not. But now we know like this is the problem. If we, I mean this is the once if we put it on a plate, then we cannot we are not gonna get those sort of flags on our property, and that is gonna create this kind of nuisance.
Okay, I have a related question. It's kind of for the chief. How does the Red Roof Inn compare in calls for service to their neighbor, the Holiday Inn, in calls for service?
Ma'am, I have a very good rapport with Tom Belfield, the general manager for Holiday Inn. I know that he calls me directly on any time he has a problem or he has suspicious activity at the inn. The calls for service, do I have the numbers in front of me? No, I do not. Do I think they are dramatically lower? Absolutely, without a doubt. The Red Roof Inn, unfortunately, it's the most calls for service that I can think to any one establishment in the entire city. Out of all of them, there's been a substantial amount of calls for service. And the problem that we were experiencing is that they were calls that were of a very dangerous nature. 30 drug calls out of 258 deaths in 1 year. Requiring my SRT team to take action, my special response team to take action, to make arrests on people that were armed drug dealers. Exactly what they were, armed drug dealers. Myself, our department, the Eastern Panhandle Drug and Violent Crime Task Force, was running into the same thing. After meeting with Mr. Patel, as our counsel had said, and Sarah, meeting with him several times and then bringing him in front, I believe in bringing persons together to sit and at least talk with these problems and make them completely aware of what the problem is. I believe that he fully understands that. I believe all the gentlemen here fully understand that. And what I believe will happen if it should continue. That's why I wanted to bring it in front of service. We want to bring about good quality of life for all the businesses in that area so that it doesn't affect every business. This is the high road, this is the high road. To allow some of these things to be addressed, to give it basically a probation time to hope that they don't continue. I'm going to tell you right now, gentlemen, I'm going to be looking into hotels as well, because we have Sylvia and Paul, and I hope that it curtails it significantly, if not altogether. So that is why we have approached it in this manner, as the council has also stated. What is the Holiday Inn compared to this? Dramatically different, dramatically lower cost.
I wanted to ask you, Chief,
Yes, ma'am.
since you've been talking with them and you all have had several meetings, have you noticed a decrease in the amount of calls or anything that's given you hope to think that they have helping to correct their problems?
Do I believe that they are being forthright in what they're saying? Yes, ma'am, I do. I think they are making a legitimate effort at this point. I can't tell you without the numbers in front of me, but I don't know of any significant calls where we've busted down doors to get drug dealers. I don't know of any calls in the very recent past like that, of that nature. So I would say that the calls have gone down some, just been brought to the attention. And also because I'm bringing it
Thank you. I just wondered if you saw a decrease. Mr. Sayer?
Your Honor, if I might, it would be my suggestion to this council that we move to continue this for a status hearing on June the 10th and a further hearing on this matter on August the 12th. Those are regular scheduled meetings so that we can kind of eyeball it. If everything is in place and seems to be working well on the June the 12th meeting, then after consulting with the chief, we may move to dismiss this. But that would be my suggestion. Have a status on this on June the 10th and a final hearing on August the 12th.
And I will track all calls for service from this point on. Until that time too, I'll make tabs just like you did to show you what calls for service we've had. I'll keep you abreast at the next meeting if we've had substantial decrease, or if we've had an increase, or if it remains the same. I'll bring you those tabs for service for that meeting as well.
Can I ask something? Chief, and I know this may or may not be related, the hotels that are in the county that we had trouble with, that's real close to our city limits on Winchester Avenue, do you know how the number of calls to those motels can?
I do know that they had a exorbitant amount of calls for service, but they were calls of such as prostitution and drug use over and over again that were in the county. These that I'm aware of, these are actual out-of-state drug dealers staying at this motel. That's entirely different. I mean, both are bad, but this one's far worse because they're armed. Some people are going in against armed felons and they're drug dealers. So I know that they have several calls for service there, but as I think, and I've stated that I think this one is very much more a propensity for extreme violence to happen.
And this is actually in our city limits. The other two were, yes, yes,
There were persons wanting us to bring them in. They are not in the city limits.
right.
So I don't think this has been done with those two motels. What I'm hoping the council will do is bring it in front of the council.
Thank you.
But just a little update on that. Those two hotels have very much curtailed all the activity as far as what it was prior. It's not as what it used to be.
I would say that you're absolutely correct. I have not heard as much as that, but when we were hearing it, Councilman Mills, those were the calls for service. Drug use,
Yep.
prostitution, when it would spill over into the city is when we would discuss it.
I have one more question.
First off, we have a couple public hearings that we need to end the public hearing, and then the next thing will be a motion.
I have another question.
I have one after this.
Do you want them to wait till after the public hearing, if they can answer questions?
Either or, Your Honor, it's up to you. I
You-
don't think anybody else from the public is here to speak.
You're the only one for the,
Well,
Red-
there's these other two individuals that's here, but I think he's the individual that's speaking. on this.
close it and then just have, let it go on. Okay, go ahead.
So, Mr. Patel, I know this is a very difficult position that you're in right now, and you said that you will prohibit using cash for your business, which means then that you're going to be losing 15 to 20% of your business.
Not really. Because if we enforce them to use a credit card, like a lot of, yes, who is coming from, let's say, New York or Canada, or they don't want to use a credit card because they're afraid they don't want to use a card that much. They want to use cash. Might be their card was compromised or something like that. If we ask them to use the card, they might want to use the card. And again, right now we are running in the summer season, which is a busy season. So, and nowadays, like more people is using more cards anyway, and they do have a card option available. So, yes, you're right. We might gonna lose the business, but on the other side, we're gonna have the quiet problem. We have peace, you know, like, we don't want to run into this kind of situation. We might gonna lose some business, but that's fine. We're okay with that because we don't want to lose some business.
Well, you have a financial interest in making this right. Do you have a sense of caring that you want to be a good community member and make people safer?
we noticed that in the evening time, we see, we get a lot walking customer and regular reservation customer as well. And same time, just for people who want to rent a room for one night or who wanted to do the, for the business, that kind of stuff. So we are looking to hire a person in the evening time. Like, let's say all our check-in start at 3 o'clock, but moreover, we see the traffic at 5 o'clock or so. So starting from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, that's our more busy time. We are thinking right now, and we approached a couple of companies over here, and what they are suggesting is this many hours that we have to hire the person. So we are working with them right now, that how many hours we have to hire them at one shift. So we are going like that, but we are looking to hire in the busy time, so that's
Okay.
more effective.
And I mean, the main reason I asked that specifically is, before I did what I do now, I delivered pizza. And I would deliver pizza to this motel all the time. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and it was sketchy. I mean, that's what I'm gonna tell you. It was sketchy. I was scared to death. I would get single-dollar bills that would still have drugs in them. I mean, it's sketchy. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I would like to see, like you said, during your busy times, but I would also look at it throughout the night, because that's when more of your, more violent or drug-related incidences are going to happen. Just saying from first-hand experience, I've been in your motel probably 100 times, late at night, and it was scary. Just being honest with you. So I would like to see that.
And we bought this hotel in 2019, September, and then after we did the big renovation, and our renovation ended in February, and then after we are opening our business, and then after COVID. So, like, we are new in this business, and we been new in hotel year and a half, and we bought it in September 2019. So prior to that point, we were in a different point, now we are.
Okay, my time was during your ownership. Just wanted to, clarify that. But late nights, that's when I would like to see somebody. Thank you.
Excuse me, Chief, do you have any idea, like, at what times during the night you got most of your calls, so they are aware of when they need that security?
I would agree with the councilman. I think it should be, as he's saying, have uniform security there through the busy hours right up through the late night and into the early morning hours. That's when you're gonna encounter drug dealers. They're not working 8 to 5. They're gonna come in the evenings. They're gonna like the feeling of security that darkness provides them a lot of times. So I would definitely have it from the busy hours of 4 or 5 o'clock all the way to about 6 a.m. at least,
Throughout the night.
through the night.
Yeah, and I would have to agree with that. I think that's when, we did that when we were talking to the 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven was, we were asking them to do 24-hour man security, and I think you're going to see a huge difference if you have someone there from 4 to 6 a.m. That's going to make a huge
I agree.
difference.
I think those hours are the least that you should do, and I think it would have the most effect on curbing this type of behavior.
I just want to say, a lot of the class high schools have their hospitality things in your all's hospitality room. And we never felt better or safer. It was wonderful. So when did all this just become that nobody would want to do that now? How long, well, I didn't,
Madam Mayor, I tracked this from March to March. I think
Okay.
it was 1 year.
because I know my class now would say, if they heard it, I don't know if they'd even hear it, but it's a shame that this has happened, because that was a wonderful place. Instead of going the Holiday Inn, we were so booked, we went there a lot, and a lot of the classes did. I'd hope that you all would get to that type, wanting people like the classes and the reunions and different things to come back. But if they got wind of it, wouldn't do it.
I'm very confident that once all the steps are going to be applied and in place,
Mhm.
believe me, it will be quiet and it will be very nice product. I can assure you that.
Okay.
Chief, just to reiterate, you said that CAD report that you supplied to us was from March of 2020 to March of 2021, is that correct? So that was under your watch? not before 2019. Just want to make that clear, okay? Because we had made sure that we were going to be watching it as you owned it.
And if I may, we'd also met with Mr. Patel earlier to provide him the case up to that time to tell him that he has a problem. We have a problem there, significant. We met in my office, myself, my deputy chief, and Patel. We provided him what cans we had. I think it's possibly about 70 cans at that time. So we were making the effort to let you know you have a problem, you need to address it. So I appreciate this esteemed council for letting me come before them to bring this more into play.
Actually, have one question, kind of too. Are you all running to any, like, rapid housing stuff or temporary housing for them for a week? If it's through, like, Bethany House programs or any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so West Virginia Tourism to End the Homeless, from the West Coast of Virginia, they reached out to us, and we are not, again, whenever they reach out to us and they give us a voucher, it's not necessary that we accept that. If they are sending the, like a poor person in one room, no, we're not gonna take that voucher. If they have a legit reason that, okay, this person is because they just want a housing for a week or so, then okay, that's fine. That's, and again, we have rights to this is a service. We are, for the corporate, we are a franchisee, so we have a right to use the service. So any of the time frame, let's say they give us a voucher for a week or so, and let's say on the second day, we see the issue, we can, like, we have rights to say no.
Mr. Sayer?
I believe we should close the public meeting, and then we can move forward from there.
All right. The public meeting part is being closed. So now, Mr. Sayer, do you have anything else to say?
Your Honor, again, it's my recommendation that we continue this for a status hearing at the June 10th meeting, with a final hearing on the August 12th meeting. If things progress well, and the chief and I, in reviewing this, seeing that they have resolved the problem, we may be able to dismiss it on the 12th. If not, we'll move forward on the 12th.
So moved.
Is that you making a motion?
Yeah, he seconded.
Who did? Okay, and you seconded?
I made it, whatever.
Okay, whatever, okay.
Can I just ask one question? Do you expect all of this to be implemented by the June 10th status hearing?
Yes, I believe you're planning on having everything that you have on your letter that you provided us, implementing it now. Yes.
Good. Any more than discussion? All in favor of what Mr. Sayer wants us to do, have the discussion on June the 10th, and then on August the 12th, our meetings to finalize, to see if they're in compliance with everything that they have promised that they would do. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, then you understand what Mr. Sayer said. We will come back together and discuss this on June 10th. All right.
Good luck.
Yes, good luck. That's a nice place. All right, the meeting is adjourned.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
That is a lovely place to hold class
Well,
reunion.
we got away.